Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Be sure to check out everything you missed already today. I already posted, I think, like 2 or 3 videos already. Don't also forget to check out our shorts. We are live on multiple platforms, including my TikTok. What's going on, TikTok? We are live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We are live on Twitch and Twitter at the Kempire. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TeamKempire.com. And of course, everyone, show love to the moderators. Yes, shout out to all the moderators and shout out to everyone watching around the world. Be sure to drop your crowns, your elephants, and your location. Let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I thought this was the finale. However, we have one more episode. Can you guys even believe that this season feels so long? However, if this episode wasn't good, then I'm like, you guys are just dragging this out. You're just dragging this out, but it's okay. Let's get our bodies warmed up. Let's move our bodies, shake your bums, your whatever you want, shimmy, do all that kind of stuff. Let's get the vibes going, guys. This is your boy, the Kempire. You're listening, you're watching here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. Let's get our bodies moving. All right. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to the channel. The road to 100,000 subscribers is right around the corner. Thank you to our subscribers. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is happy and healthy as we approach this new month, well, not approach, as we're within this new month of 2022. It's been an eventful new year already. Can you believe we're only in the second month of the new year, guys? I hope everyone is doing well. And be sure to check out everything that you missed this weekend, including my interview with Crystal Kimbrough from Ladies Who List Atlanta, and then a surprise interview yesterday afternoon with Kiana Watson, another star from Ladies Who List Atlanta. Be sure to check that out. And also more news about the Kardashians, Kanye West, and Joe Rogan. Be sure to check out those stories if you haven't already. We already have some super chats coming in. We appreciate you guys. Just a reminder, guys, we are also doing our monthly fundraiser in honor of Black History Month. Yes, we are trying to raise money for the Sentencing Project, and we are already more than halfway through of getting to our goal of $1,500. Please donate what you can. You can find a link to the fundraiser on any of the past videos that we've posted. After the live, I'll make that available on this video as well. Shout out to everyone being here. This is our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap. Here are my initial thoughts. Headache. They are still in Zion, and this first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the episode, I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? All that yelling between Lisa Barlow. I hate when Lisa Barlow or Jen Shah yell. I don't like it when Meredith yells because I feel like, I'm like, Meredith, I'm worried for your heart. But I don't blame Meredith. Honestly, this week, I'm team nobody. Always team Kempire. But this week, I'm team Meredith. You're welcome, Meredith. She lost her dad. That's real. Look, that's real. And them questioning whether or when she had the memorial seems very a desperate attempt at bad weather. Heather and Whitney trying to have a moment. And no matter how they're trying to blame it on Lisa, and look, we know Lisa's a little producer, but I have to defend Lisa this week too, because honestly, I believe whatever happened between Lisa and Meredith in regards to her thinking, oh, she was interrupting her during the memorial, that's just a lack of communication or just a miscommunication in general. She could have just thought, oh, I know she was supposed to be, handling the memorial for her father. That could have just been a mix up there. But both Heather and Whitney, who I've loved in the past, are the ones that are the conspiracy theorists. They also believe that Meredith is the one that called the feds. You idiots. No, they didn't. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to call you guys idiots. No, but you idiots. Look, we already know Whitney and Heather do not have more Whitney, because, I've already said Heather's storyline has been the whole, leaving Mormon church, her family. I believe that is more of a storyline that Whitney has. Whitney has no storyline at all. They started off with her talking about the sexless marriage. You see how quickly they moved on from that. They moved on from that very quickly because we weren't interested. I can't believe we're going on to episode 21. This is episode 20. But that's a good thing for Salt Lake City. That means there's a lot of content. Next week is the season finale of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. If you have not gotten into it, I keep telling you, it's worth getting into. I can't promise anything for season 3 because we still don't know if Mary Cosby's coming back. Yes, you've heard multiple sources and multiple stories that Mary Cosby is not returning. Then I just saw another update where they were saying Mary Cosby is filming and might come back as a friend of next season. But based off of this episode, and I know, guys, Mary Cosby, we can both say what Mary Cosby has said this past season about Mexican people, about Jenny Wen, and say those were wrong, but can still say at the same time, okay, what she did there was funny. She had multiple funny moments. And you know what? These producers and editors know what they're doing with the music. Trust and believe, if you love my videos where I talk about hot topics and I throw in some Real Housewives and some other random gifts, these will be included. The eyes, you guys say I have an expressive face. Well, Mary Cosby has just as an expressive face as well. Because literally, if you're just listening to the show and you're not watching, you're missing some of the little Mary moments. But when Whitney walks past her in the kitchen and she just looks her up and down, and then she comes back and she says, women, who, what? when she was looking out the window and she was just talking to herself. And look, her calling Heather an inbred. Look, I'm not going to even, that was wrong. But what she said about randomly, she's talking about Heather. And we were like, why is she talking about Heather? Why is she talking about Heather? When she was knocking on the door because, you know, Meredith storms away from the table because, look, rightfully so, Whitney at the table during the Cinco de Mayo celebration dinner asked Meredith about her father's memorial. When was it really? And rightfully so, Meredith gets very upset. She's like, why are you guys going to question when I had my memorial for my father that died, really died? Then Mary goes and, you know, when Meredith storms away, Mary goes and she's knocking on the door. She's knocking on the door. I want to check on you. And Meredith's like, I'm fine. Meredith didn't want to see Mary. She didn't want to see anybody. Eventually, she does let Mary in. I don't know why. I know some people are speculating, does Mary have something over Meredith? I don't believe that. Whitney Rose said on Watch What Happens Live, she doesn't believe that either. I don't think so. I think we have more on Meredith than Mary Cosby. But it's so interesting to see Mary Cosby and Meredith together because Meredith is just upset, but Mary's just there. So they're not even talking. At one point, we see them in the kitchen. All we hear is the little funny sitcom music playing, and they're just sitting there. The other ladies are having their moment and going back and forth. Then they hear Lisa Barlow losing it. I know we called it a hot mic moment, but it really wasn't a hot mic moment. There was a producer right there. She was just saying what she wanted to say because she knew it would air out on television because, you know, Lisa Barlow is a little producer. Thank you, Lisa Barlow. You said everything that we've been thinking, right? Okay, I don't know if I was thinking that about Meredith. I just keep telling you there's just more to Meredith's situation than she's giving us. The Heather says producers should caption the ladies when they're tipsy. They're usually pretty good about that. They're usually pretty good about that. Tiana, thank you so much for the super chat. Tiana says, giving very much Club DJ vibes. Thank you so much. Hannah's page, thank you so much for the super chat. Whitney was dragging it this episode way too inna. Yeah, it felt, you know, like I don't mind when the housewives become little producers, but it was just like, okay, you're talking about her father. You're talking about the whole whatchamacallit, like the reality of her losing her dad. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Micah says, Mary follows Meredith around like a little girl. I think she wants to have her own little moment, or she wants to act as if she's being there for Meredith, but she's not really. She's not really, because she's not really saying anything. Meredith is drinking her wine. I can't even blame Meredith for being as angry as she was. I was just very worried for Meredith. I was just very worried for her. But again, I said we have these Mary moments where it's like, Mary, what are you doing? What are you saying? Why are you talking to yourself on camera? You know you're mic'd. At one point, she's caught on. We can't call this a hot mic moment. She knows she's mic'd. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Mary Cosby is talking about Heather. And it makes me wonder, did something happen? Yes, we know they had a little bit of a back and forth. But I feel as if later on, Heather says the only reason why she doesn't come for Mary is because of Mary's friendship with Meredith. And I was like, Heather, you're lying. You're lying. Because you don't come for Mary, it's because you're equally scared for Mary. You're scared of Mary. Because before, when she was coming for you, you weren't able to come back at her. So I can't with Heather's whole, oh, the only reason why I don't come for Mary is because of your friendship with her. Okay. I don't believe that at all. Ryan says, thank you for the super chat, Ryan. Ryan says, MVP Heather is pulling a lot of strings, but somehow staying in everybody's good book. We shall see until the reunion, because now that they've seen everything, I don't know. She might have a difficult reunion. It will be interesting to see how Heather fares. I think who will have the biggest problem will be Whitney. Heather is back there stirring the pot, pulling the strings, whatever you want to call it. But Whitney is out there, obviously, doing it. And that cannot be good for Whitney during the reunion. We see it clearly, clear as day here in Vail. Not Vail. Oh, we're not in Vail. We're in Zion. Zion. Can you believe we're still in Zion? We didn't get to see footage of them going back, but we did see a photo of Meredith asleep in the van. So it just says to me there really was nothing for them to show us. So that's okay. But before we get to the next day, Lisa Barlow is losing it. She is unhinged. Okay, before we even get to this particular moment, Lisa is upstairs. We already heard what she said last week. All the terrible things that she wanted to say about Meredith, her friend of 10 years. We hear more of it in this episode. And then she starts going off. The ladies, hear her going off. So they go to check on her. Jen Shaw hears Lisa bring up her name. And Lisa's like, I'm richer than all of you. I don't need this. Tell us how rich you are. According to Heather, she's not that rich. She's not the richest. Heather didn't say who was the richest, but maybe that was discovered during Meredith's PI situation. Who do you guys think is the richest in Salt Lake City? Mary Cosby? Lisa Barlow? Let's not go by celebritynetworth.com, y'all. It's usually actually very much off. But for Lisa to say that, I literally did not catch it in the moment. We were watching it together on my TikTok, last night. And I literally didn't catch it in the moment. It wasn't until later. I was like, oh. We all know, first of all, we know Bethany, who started her own, liquor situation on the Housewives. Lisa had this before Housewives, so Bravo's not getting a percentage. That's actually very lucrative, so it wouldn't shock me. All right, wait. Someone says we should do a poll. First, let me just reiterate what this poll is saying. But let me, hold on. Guys, we have almost 650 people in the room. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Let me just say thank you, Jamila, for the super chat. Mary trusts no one. Oh, Lord. Jamaican Barbie, thank you so much for the super chat. The real Lisa came out. Bad Weather is just wrong. I've loved Bad Weather throughout the last couple of seasons. I feel like they are funny. We get some really light moments with them. But to see them stirring the pot the way that they're doing, especially Whitney in this episode, Whitney was going back and forth. She was asking Meredith, my thing, do you think that she would have a better understanding, especially because she's estranged from her father? And when Meredith brings up that as an analogy, and we know how analogies work on the Housewives, some women are not going to get it. But I completely understood what Meredith was saying in that moment. What if I said I didn't believe that you weren't in communication with your father? Of course, later on in the episode, Whitney spins that into, she said that she doesn't believe my father has a drug issue. That's not what she said. Roll the tape. All right. So we have almost 400 people that voted. Rate last night's episode 8 to 10. Amazing. 5 to 7. Meh. Meredith. 1 to 4. Bad Weather. Overwhelmingly, you guys said it was amazing. And not because of Jen Shaw. Although I saw a tweet, and I have to agree with this tweet. Wouldn't it be lovely if Jen Shaw was clear just so that we can have her back on the show? We're going to at least get her for season 3. But look, especially when Jen is not yelling or fighting with someone, there are some of these really light and kooky moments. Jen killing a mosquito randomly and then playing that little sound effect. I was just like, there were some really, really cute light moments with Jen. Then I was just like, damn, Jen, why'd you have to go do this? All right. So at 51%, you guys said it was amazing. All right. It was kind of close, but it's all right. Let me do a poll. I want to know who you guys think is the richest of the ladies. Hold on. Let me add some of the options. I'm going to put Heather. Should I even put Whitney? We know Whitney isn't. She just spent her entire family savings. I don't think she's the richest. I definitely don't think it's Meredith either, but whatever, we'll add her. Look, we'll add her. Am I forgetting anyone? Oh, should we even count Jenny? Is Jenny even in the conversation? I'm not adding Jenny. Look, I'm not adding Jenny. Okay, let me ask the community. So we have Heather, Mary Cosby. Hold on. I don't even have room to add Whitney. Heather, Mary Cosby, Meredith Marks, or Lisa Barlow. Among those ladies. Those are your options. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We still have the finale next week to cover. Wait, is it next week or is it 2 weeks from? Because next Sunday is the Super Bowl. So there is going to be no new programming. I think it's the following week. So we have a 2-week hiatus from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So we have to wait for that, the season finale. And then we probably are going to get a 3-part reunion. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. All right. For those of you that want to vote, you have to head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, it is a subscribers only live chat. We do that every once in a while. So subscribe. You don't want to miss out on any of the content that's coming to the channel. Okay. All right. Oh, overwhelmingly so far, based on the votes, you guys are saying Mary Cosby. Okay. Danny says Meredith's jewelry does well, but right? I mean, is that enough though to be wealthy? Just saying. Just saying. Guys, we're going to drop the call-in link. Let's get to 300 likes. We'll drop the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So they're still in Zion at the top of this episode. Whitney is driving this into the whole Meredith situation. She keeps going back to Meredith, asking her to, someone said legally rich poll. You know what? I can't. Oh, Lord. Whammy says cult money is big money. You know what? Remember, her church isn't the only way that she has money. Remember, Mama had a lot of businesses too. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Okay? Let me see what you guys are saying. Nora says, the way Whitney shouted, "Where is Mary?" and went to go start with Mary bothered my core. Then they try to label Mary aggressive. Oh yeah. Did we miss that part where they talked about Mary being aggressive? I was like, all right. All right. Whitney was stirring the pot. Whitney goes back to Meredith, and that's where Meredith says to her, "What if I was to say, we don't believe that you're not speaking to your father?" And then Whitney's like, oh my God. Well, that's what she's saying. Whitney's making it seem as if, well, we just want to know the date of the memorial. That's unimportant. You're bringing up my father that just passed away. That's unimportant. And to me, that was a simple miscommunication, because what you guys are saying is that you believe that her and Mary decided not to take the Sprinter up because they had something to do with the feds coming for Jen. And we already know that's not the situation. The feds have been investigating this situation for years, and even Jen Shah knows that. That's not new news to Jen Shah. But Jen is okay with playing into this narrative because it takes the heat off of her. Takes the heat off of her. Silver Fox says they keep poking Mary. She doesn't like Jenny. Get over it. They get mad because Mary is being truthful. Well, next week is going to be a hard episode to watch because at some point Jenny throws a glass at Mary. Lord. Guys, look, Zion is a mess. It's a mess because Meredith decides to go to the room to confront Whitney and says, who's starting this? Who's starting this? Who's saying this? Who's speculating about my father's memorial? And then they all say Lisa. And really, Lisa was speculating. However, Lisa really wasn't the pot stirrer here. The pot stirrers, the ones that were really trying to put out a conspiracy theory, was Bad Weather, was Heather and Whitney. They were the ones really speculating Lisa was just like, well, I thought it was she was at it. When I called her, I felt bad because I interrupted the memorial. That could have just been Lisa getting the days wrong, not realizing, oh, wait, no, the memorial was another day. I just feel like there was a miscommunication between Lisa and Meredith, but it doesn't change the fact that Lisa was like talking all kinds of smack about her in that closet. And she was having a fit. I don't love it when Lisa yells and when she cries with no tears. Not Meredith. Heather is trying to be besties with Lisa because she always wanted to be besties with Lisa in high school. It's all right, Lisa. I still love you, but for whatever it is, I'm always going to remember that you're trying to be a part of this girl group, and now you have a way in, and you're like, yay! It's sad, and we keep telling you, you are one of the shining stars of this city, but you don't see it. You don't see it. Jamaican Barbie, thank you so much for another super chat. Is it just me or Whitney, Heather, and Lisa are covert racists? The microaggressions are screaming. Ooh, it's not just you. I've seen that comment multiple times, especially from this episode. But it is what it is. TJ says, Lisa is as fake as her tearless cries. Eventually, Lisa seemed excited because Lisa eventually got one of those tears out. One of those tears came out and Lisa was like, oh, she really got. She was so happy for that. Yolisa says, can we talk about Lisa grilling the 3 shrimps and asparagus? Well, you remember Mary said that she doesn't eat healthy, so she wanted to make out a point when she got a scene with her family, which you know what? I have to say, I love Lisa's family more than her. Sorry, Lisa, but not sorry. This is my review. I love her family more than her. And that was a nothing scene, really, to be honest. That was a nothing scene. But her cooking on the grill, I was like, all right. And then in her confessional, she's just like, she still loves her fast food. She still loves her fast food. Guys, you know what I'm going to talk about, right? Get your coldest water bottle if you haven't gotten one already. It keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours, comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes. They don't just have water bottles on the website either. Be sure to check out coldest.com for more details, but don't forget to use your discount code of KEMP10. That's KEMP10 for 10% off. Thank you for supporting us and for supporting Coldest water bottles. Anyways, so back to this recap. All right, let me look at the poll. So I wanted to ask you guys, who's the richest housewife in Salt Lake City? Right now, all of you are saying Mary Cosby at 45%. 300 votes says 45%, not Lisa Barlow. Lisa Barlow doesn't even come in second. They're saying Heather. Heather, you remember her husband, who we got to see this episode with the sunglasses on. He looked really young. He looked like he was one of the teenagers. That was such a nothing scene, but congratulations to Heather's daughter. That was look, I think they're trying to wrap up the stories. That was such like a nothing scene. But remember, he has money. I don't know what she got in the divorce, but she has a successful business as well. So who knows? She never confirmed whether or not she was the richest, but I thought it was interesting that Lisa pointed that out. She's like, I don't have to deal with this. But you signed up for the show because you know what it is, what we always say about some of these people that have money. It's not about the money. It's about being famous. Now everybody knows who Lisa Barlow is. And some of you are calling her a Housewives icon. Okay. Exactly. Heather's oldest daughter going to college was one of her storylines. Exactly. So they wanted to kind of wrap up that story. Exactly. Beauty Lab should bring in the bucks. And I think it does. I honestly think that it does. She's buying her partner a car. We've seen that in this season. So we shall see. Deborah says, heck no. To Lisa being an icon. Look, y'all be surprised what I see on social media. People love to throw that word around. I don't know about that. Uplifting depression. I love Taco Bell. Lisa an icon. Who said that? Check Twitter. Guys, if you're just joining us, be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out when we have breaking news, when we go live, or when we upload. Be sure to check out some of the videos that you already missed today. All right. Super chat. What's going on exactly? Thank you so much for the super chat. Exactly says, who said that regarding Lisa Barlow icon moment? There are a couple of Lisa Barlow stands out there, guys. I'm telling you, the communities from TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube are very different. That's why I say follow me on random places, because people are saying interesting things on other platforms. All right, I'm gonna drop the call-in link because I see you. Oh wait, nuh-uh. Oh yeah, we hit 300. Let me drop the call-in link. Guys, let's get to 350 likes. If you're just joining us, liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We're going to give people a couple of minutes, callers. I don't want you to go through the entire episode. I just need you to focus on one particular point that you have so other people can get their points in. Okay? All right. Let me get back to my notes. So some of these scenes were nothing scenes. Meredith and Seth talking about Reiki. I love Reiki. If you don't know what Reiki is, energy healing, I love it. Just was very random. What I thought we were going to get a moment there. I was like, what's happening here? Another nothing moment with Meredith and Seth. All right. Lisa and her family, another nothing moment. Okay. We got to talk about, oh my goodness, I do have it. Oh Lord. First of all, according to the after show, Jen Shaw says she didn't have glam this day. That coordinator Shaw was helping her do her hair. I was like, you didn't have glam this day? This was probably one of the best moments, best looks Jen Shaw has had all season. She's had some good ones this season. But I was like, wow, you didn't have glam? You did this yourself? Okay, so she went to Mary's church. Whoo, Mary, I didn't look. So, okay, Jen says that she sent out a happy Mother's Day text to all the ladies, and Mary Cosby texted her back, who's this? And invited her to church. Okay, we've only been to her church a couple of times. I don't remember if we've been there this season, because all the seasons have the 2 seasons have kind of meshed together at this point. But I did not expect this episode for us to go to Mary's church. And honestly, I think they were trying to wrap up everyone's story. I think they wanted to have a moment in the church. I don't think they would have just went to the church without having another housewife there. So I think that was part of the reason why Jen was chosen to go and film with Mary at the church. I appreciate the producers trying to produce a moment, and it was a moment. First of all, where was Bishop? Where was Bishop Robert Sr.? If you're a bishop at the church, why are you not there? Probably because they're filming. He doesn't want to be filmed. Okay. But as you know, this was an interesting moment. First of all, Mary and the gold mic. She is the Beyonce of this Pentecostal church. She is the Beyonce. The way that she walked in, first of all, her son is the spitting image of her. I don't know if we've ever talked about that. Her son is the spitting image of her. If her mom and her are twins, her and her son are twins. The spitting image of her. The church, look, I've been to all kinds of churches. I've been to Catholic church. I've been to Baptist church. I've seen people speaking in tongues. So none of that is shocking to me. This church, when they see Mary, it's like they see God. Mary was giving them all kinds of words of wisdom. The church, they had one woman recited a poem. Recited a poem, talked about Mary's fashion. Another young lady was like, oh, I forgot what she said, but she was crying in Mary's arms. Mary was crying. I have to say, did the church, I understand it's a pandemic. This was the very first time that she was able to go back to the church since the pandemic in a year. Did half the church leave? It felt a little empty in there in comparison to when we went to the church before. I understand it's a pandemic and maybe Bravo didn't allow them to have too many people there. I don't know. But the church felt very empty. As you know, the updated situation there, the church is boarded up, signage taken down. Heather and Jen Shaw filming in front of it. Let me just say thank you. Suzette, thank you so much for the super chat. Suzette says, bless you for the sentencing project support. I'm one of the two therapists that responds to calls with the Detroit police to reduce shootings. We need 200. Wow. Thank you so much, Suzette. Appreciate that. Johnny, thank you so much for the super chat. Johnny says, Meredith was on fire this episode. Love her. I have to say, I was Team Meredith this week, y'all. I felt for her. Her father really died. The fact that they were questioning that multiple times and trying to make that fodder for reality TV, I thought was so revolting. Her own words. I felt like it was revolting. And the fact that Whitney would be pushing this narrative and pushing this speculation. And when she gave Whitney the analogy, what if I said this about your dad? It's like Whitney didn't get it. Yes, Whitney was drunk. Yeah, but then you should have been apologizing to her. I was shocked when Meredith apologized to her when she brought them over for that extra. Does that stuff work? Look, does that stuff work? I might need to make an appointment where you just lay there and they do work out your body. It's probably really costly too for no reason and doesn't even work. Stephanie, thank you so much for the super chat. Stephanie says, it was Mother's Day that what we do in church, we normally appreciate our female pastors and pastors' wives and gift them or write poems. Thank you, Stephanie, for letting us know that, which is fine. But I think a lot of people, the fact that they were showing this particular scene during this particular time, and then with the whole narrative about what they're saying about Mary in her church, this probably wasn't the right time then. This probably wasn't the right time. And then Jen Shaw showing up. Jen looked good. I'm sorry. Jen looked good. I was like, okay, Jen. Jen is us in there speculating, just like, ooh, what's happening here? But she was very respectful. She was very respectful. I have to give it to Jen. She was very respectful. Mary comes down and hugs her and said, look what the Lord has brought to us. It was Bravo. It was production that brought her there. Again, a scene I didn't know that we needed. It was like, whoa, we are at Mary's church? Okay. All right. Jen Shaw meets with her attorneys. We skipped that scene. Oh, God. So this is before she finds out that Stu Chains has turned on her and has a plea deal. So technically, they were fighting this case together because they were involved in the same case. They were being accused of the same things. Stu Chains was facing more years, actually, in prison. This is before we find out that he decides to flip on her. And she's like, I can't talk to him. Have you talked to him? Have you talked to his attorneys? They're going to fight this case. We already knew that. They're going to fight this case. She's not trying to take any plea deal at this point. Well, everybody's on no, someone says clink, clink. Come on now. We need Jen to come back. Maybe we don't. She's filming for season 3. Season 3 already is a little shaky. We still no confirmation whether or not Mary Cosby's coming back. So as you can see, this episode, they're trying to clean up and finish up these stories this week. Heather, Jen, we haven't really focused on what Jen's going through this season. So a lot of people are like, oh, Jen, everyone's relying on a legal case, someone getting arrested for the season to be interesting. We haven't. We barely have really focused on Jen Shaw this season. It's really been about Mary Cosby and Meredith. Go figure. The least interesting one. Oh, goodness. Let me end this poll. Look, let me end this poll. There we go. All right. So they end this episode at Meredith's house with I don't understand why Meredith decided to apologize. bad weather. They're just happy they figured out the date of the memorial. That was so unimportant. I wish Meredith would have leaned in and was like, no, you guys were wrong. It doesn't matter when or where or whatever when it comes to my father's memorial. My father died. I'm still dealing with my father's death. And my analogy to you was so that you would understand the depth of that pain. I'm a little annoyed. With bad weather. I'm a little annoyed with them because I can appreciate them stirring the pot, but the whole Meredith situation, the whole speculation about her calling the feds, the whole speculation about when her father's memorial was. I know they're defending it. Oh, we weren't talking about her father. We know her father died. We're talking about when exactly did the memorial. Well, the memorial is associated with the pain of her losing her dad. So the fact that you're bringing it up is hurtful to her. You guys are despicable. Nelly says Lisa needs a exorcism. Okay, let me just say thank you, and we're going to take some callers, guys. If you're just joining us, we are recapping. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I believe next Sunday we are off. Look, we are off because of the Super Bowl. If you didn't know, just a heads up. But you never know. We might go live for something else. All you've been asking for another town hall. Look, wait, y'all see my gavel? A mess. All right, let me just get this super chat. Thank you so much, Exactly, for always supporting the channel. Exactly says, honestly, Mary could have walked hand in hand with these parishioners during a myriad of struggles, health, family, relationships, etc. We don't see how she serves as a congregation. Okay, look, this is true. But like I said before, it's the narrative and then what they show us. The narrative is that it's a cult. The narrative is that she's treated like a god. And then they show us this scene. It's you're 100% correct. We don't know what she's done for these parishioners, but it's the narrative, it's the stories, and then this is what they show us. And it's like, okay. Jamaican Barbie, thank you so much for another super chat. The service is normal. It's a service for the matriarch of the church. They're not praising Mary as a god. It's praising God for her. I grew up in Pentecostal church. This is normal, and it goes on for hours. I believe it. But like I said, it's the narrative and then what they show us. If they had showed this to us maybe last season, maybe it would have been different. Maybe if they explained this a little bit more, but they don't really do that. Okay, hold on. I just want to say thank you. Melissa, thank you so much for the super chat. Bravo is despicable for producing that storyline. It was hurtful to watch. It was just kind of like, guys, are we really going to lean into this? This is nothing. This is a nothing situation. But I have to say, Mary Cosby, in those in-between moments, women. Like we don't, the eyes, the random smiles, and during a serious situation, you're like, okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the super chats. All right, let me just drop the call link again. We have a few people backstage, but I forgot to pin this one, so let me pin it again. Okay, there we go. Let me pin this. All right. Okay, so those of you that are backstage, quick comment so we can get to everyone. All right, I'm gonna bring up Mel first. What's going on, Mel?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing good. You went in on bad weather, which I love. I love that you was telling them off. But you know what? You keep it very even kill. But you know what? I agree with you because it was it was overwhelming just to see them constantly go there. But my sort of feeling of the episode is I know that Mary Cosby, God bless her, she is a very controversial lady, but it was hysterical to see this woman reading the cast for filth while looking like an extra from like the 1970s, The Wiz, because she had like the rainbow shoes on, she had the gold dress on. I'm like, my gosh, I know you took your grandmother's husband, did you take her clothes too from the 70s? Like, she really was out there looking like a hot mess, but she was reading and serving indifference. and I was here for it. Everything she was doing was hysterical. Again, she's a controversial lady, but bad weather. I mean, women, and she even said, I mean, I can't even repeat what she said about Heather. That was abominable. She said something about
Yeah,
Heather.
I didn't like that. I didn't
I
like that.
can't repeat that, but she was on A game. And I want to say Meredith too. I can see now. I think when I first saw her, she was like, "Oh well, I'm not engaging." And I was like, "Okay, well, that seemed like maybe your week." She showed last night. She's not engaging by choice, because when she's mad, she will storm up and show what they say. I'm going to step right up on you. I'm like, okay, she's from New York City. That's right. She's from New York. So
No,
when
she's
she's
not. That's
oh, wait,
Lisa.
oh, Lisa from New York. Okay, so when Meredith, okay, anyway, wherever she's from, she's serving New York.
She's
Let's
not
put it that
from.
way.
She's not from Salt Lake.
She ain't from so. There we go. And because she ain't crying, she said, "I'm gonna fix this." And then Mary was smiling that moment too. She said, "Oh, she about to go up there." I mean, the girls were on. They were on fire. They were absolutely on fire. Here we had a group of them going after two ladies, and these women were reading the fulfill. I said, "I can't believe this." Mary and Meredith were tearing the girls down. I was like, "Wow."
They really were.
So it was another doozy of an episode. A lot of zingers, a lot of moments. The church and the moment in church with one woman who had issues with the FBI, and then you have another woman who has suspicion of being in a cult. It was riveting to watch, to see the two of them together. It was a lot. I'm so impressed by this season in general. I'm so impressed by these ladies. I think that other franchises can take note from them. They're really doing a lot with what they have. They don't have the most beautiful city, but they're doing a lot in that town. I'm really impressed. Very impressed by
Okay.
these ladies.
All right, Mel. We appreciate you calling in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good day. All right, we're going to bring up some more calls, guys. If you're just joining us, of course, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. All right, Just Nia, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Just Nia? You're muted.
I'm so sorry. Hey, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. I just wanted to say one thing, or not one thing, but Lisa, over her, can't do it no more.
Oh.
Not gonna do it no more. I'm from New York, and you make us look bad, sweetie, because I was like, this is the fakest New Yorker I've ever seen in my life. Like, every time she gets confronted about anything, like, she's like, I didn't say that. I'm like, sweetie, we saw the footage. She literally said, oh, she's at her dad's funeral. She said, well, I don't know. That's what she said. Why would you say that if that's your friend? If your friend says, I'm here, why would you say, I don't know? That's just what she said to me. Okay, girl. And then Miss Mary, I feel like Mary is just there for laughter at this point. Like, she's just one of those people. It's like whenever something's happening, you just look at Mary's face, you already know that's what every Black person sitting at home for a split second was probably thinking at that at that moment with these women.
I don't know.
What?
What about this moment? Were we thinking what she was thinking?
Oh, no, ma'am. No, not in that one. But I feel like it's sometimes I'm wondering, like, why are you there? Like, I think she's really wondering, like, why am I here with these people? Like, how did I get here? Like, you ever wonder, like, somebody that's senile and they just be looking around like, how did I get here? Like, my life. So
Well, she literally says that when they're in Zion. She's like, when people are asking, why are you here if you don't like any of us? She said she was giving them another chance.
Yeah, she was like, but after this, I'm done. And I was just like, yeah, I think you should be done, because it doesn't make any sense to me how the only one person I feel like I really don't like in the show is Whitney. And the only reason why I say Whitney is because I feel like Whitney is a planter. She likes to plant seeds. And then later on, she's just like, I just want to know the truth. I just want to know. And I'm like, sweetie, you want to know a lot about everybody else.
What about your husband in the lawsuit?
Because I'm like, you want to know a lot about everybody else. And I feel like people that specifically always are searching for somebody else's information are trying to protect something on their end. Because are you kidding me? You mean your sole focus is somebody that does not like you? They told you countless times they don't like you, and you're in their face asking them, why aren't you my friend?
Yep.
Why aren't you my friend? Like, sweetie, you and that annoying voice need to sit down somewhere in the corner and be done.
Wow. Why the voice got to be annoying though?
You know her voice is annoying now. By the third time you hear Whitney, I kind of like zone out.
Damn. Just Nia. Well, I appreciate you calling in. We got a long line, so
I
want to
know. Thank you so much for having me.
Of
Have a
course.
blessed one.
You too. Obi's backstage. I know Obi's going to be quick and right to the point. What's going on, Obi?
Yeah, I'm going to be quick, as quick as I can be. I'm going to try to be nice, but some of these ladies are really getting on my nerves. Tim Meredith here, by the way. And I like Lisa, but she should carry her egotistical, unhinged, two-faced self and go and sit down somewhere, because nobody cares about your tattoo tears. In the words of Phaedra, get away from me with this. I'm sorry, but Whitney is a bubblehead, along with her sidekick, Heather. And we need to start actually holding these women accountable. We need to hold bad weather accountable. A lot of comments that Lisa made, she didn't actually say so. Whitney twists them and makes them seem like it's vindictive. And I agree with Whitney and I disagree with Whitney and Heather. Just, like you say, when you say Whitney more, but Heather maybe not, I would say both Whitney and Heather, but Heather to a lesser degree. Because those ladies, they throw the ball and they hide their hands behind their back. If Whitney doesn't understand how constantly questioning the memorial of her friend's father is obscene and is in poor taste, then Mary's description fits the bill. It's one thing to find out that she doesn't understand the concept of an analogy, but totally a different thing to try to figure out why she's getting upset when Meredith is just holding up a mirror to her face. Kempire, let me ask you a question. Not knowing where your father is, but also finding out that your father is dead, which is worse?
Father's dead.
I don't know. Anybody can answer that question. The private investigator read that bad weather used in this episode and the after show was weak, and it's only proving their shallowness even more. The recycled step granddaddy read that Heather did, I thought was also weak, which, by the way, I still don't even have the answer to the question. Mary asked her a question. Why does Jenny's husband teaching in matter? I don't have the answer to that question today. What was she trying to say? I'm not too sure. Why does Mary's friendship with Jenny matter more than Jenny's friendship with Mary? I still have that question in my head. And have you all noticed how Jen Shah's criminal storyline has faded into complete oblivion and completely replaced by bad weather's petty actions? For almost 4 episodes straight, we've been on the topic of Meredith and Mary's hand in Jen Shah's arrest. But we've forgotten that Jen Shah herself lied to the whole cast about Sheriff being in the hospital on the day of her arrest. Why is nobody asking her that? And I'll leave it up for you guys to answer. Bye.
Bye, Obi. A good point. It's sort of, we brushed over the lies that she says. But Jen Shah, professional liar, so let me say thank you. We got a couple more super chats. Thank you, Johnny, so much for the super chat. They did Mary wrong. Every religion is cult-based. Mormons is also a cult. Why they act like that about Mary's church? I feel like Mary's church has entered the chat. It's okay, but I understand. We love differing opinions here on the platform. But I'm getting a vibe. Look, I'm getting a vibe. Have they entered? Have they subscribed? Mary, want to call in? All right, Samira, thank you so much for the super chat. Samira says, number 1, Whitney is doing too much. Number 2, Mary's scene when she started Whitney, when she stared Whitney down and said, "Women took me out." Me too. Number 3, and Jen Shah was funny. She was like, but I have to remind you, and another disclaimer: allegedly, she's being accused of stealing from elderly people. Okay. All right. She said they're recruiting. Shalom says, yes, they have. Indeed, it just feels that way. It's okay, though. It's all right. Everyone is welcome here. All right. The audacity. I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on? The audacity.
Hi, Kempire. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. This is Taiwo calling from Amsterdam. I had to stay up for this live because watching this episode, I was really disgusted and annoyed and angry at the same time. I felt Whitney and Heather just took it overboard for me. I no longer care for them anymore. I didn't care for them last episode, but this episode and watching them at the after show confirmed to me that I could care less about them. So they could definitely leave the season, leave the whole organization. I'm done with them because I felt they're really sneaky. We have to really watch them because Heather makes a lot of comments that people are not, keeping their eye on. She made one comment saying we need to approach Mary. We need to, Mary never gets approached. We never, ask her questions. But are we also asking Heather why she's still friend with Jen after Jen called her an ogre? I mean, we're not answering these type of questions. So, why are they questioning Meredith on when her father died? They didn't support her. They didn't send any money. They didn't send any flowers. Why don't you ask for support? Instead, here you're wondering when the funeral was because you think that she's lying. And I was also very annoyed that Meredith felt the need to apologize to Whitney instead of slapping her because because it was like, why are you apologizing to Whitney? Whitney is a conspiracy theorist. She's a person, they're the type of people who are starting mess and wants you to believe all these different stories. And it just made me dislike the whole franchise in general because I was upset that why am I watching this as a grown woman watching grown women question somebody when their father passed away? It was just disgusting to me. I just couldn't care for it. If Mary's gone next season, I probably won't watch, but I'm not sure if I actually want to watch anymore because this episode was just too much. And Meredith was just too nice and too professional with them, and they didn't appreciate that. And watching it over, I was just really done with it. I could really, like I said, slap Whitney and Heather to pieces because I felt they were just really, it was really shameful. Like I've experienced a family death, but for you to ask somebody like, we're questioning to see if your father died, like, who are you? Why are you questioning me? Who are you? So, it was just enough for me. And they did enough for me this episode. So I'm Team Meredith and Team Mary this episode. I think they're jealous of their friendship because they actually support each other and actually, check up on each other. Maybe they're jealous of that. Maybe that's why Lisa's jealous of it because she's not a real friend. She's a snake. So, I'm over it, but I love you. And I think I'm enjoying the live. So thanks for allowing me to call in.
Of course. Go get some sleep. Thank you so much for staying up.
Thank you. Bye.
Nia's backstage. All right, we have quite a few people backstage, guys. Let's get these comments out so we can get to everyone. I try to get to every caller. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Don't forget to like the video if you're just joining us. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap. I don't believe there's a new episode until the following Sunday because of the Super Bowl next week. So stay tuned for that. But of course, you're getting daily and consistent content here on the YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe and follow us. And be sure to follow us on TikTok as well. What's going on TikTok? We appreciate you being here backstage as well. All right, let's get to Nia. What's going on, Nia?
Hey, so I'm gonna make this quick because I heard you didn't eat. This episode was a lot. Like I said before, this was a lot. I want to go in and basically saying Whitney and Heather are very much giving Karen vibes. They are. I do agree with Obi. We went ahead and we brushed over everything Jen did, and now we're all on Mary. Why is that? You understand? Jenny's all on Mary, and then we see next episode, Jenny's throwing a glass at Mary. Do you know how aggressive that is? And if she was to smack her, I wouldn't be mad at her for doing that because you basically just try to assault her with a glass. And nobody's saying nothing about that. They come from a church where they said that Black people were cursed. That's why they were Black. You understand what I'm saying? And I hate that they're going around and they have to make it seem like people need to give them some answers on where the hell they were. They are some grown-ass people. Sorry. Nobody needs to let you know anything. Because Whitney, if we're going to get into it, let's get into why you cheated on your last husband to get with this husband. Let's see why you use all your family savings because you say you're rich, but you're obviously not that rich if you can use up your family savings in your business. And let's see why your husband is being sued for being in a pyramid scheme. And that's why you knew so much about Jen's case. Because remember, she was the first person to be the ring boss to say, oh yeah, it's fraud. Because you know what she's doing. Who knows if her business is a
She
cover
claims
for
it's
husband.
because she was watching Ozark. Don't.
No,
Look, I watched Ozark too, and I couldn't explain
Somebody
those
came out
scenes.
and basically said that her husband was in one of those things too. That's why she knows so much. Okay, so don't let her fool you. Okay, she wants to be this investigator, but she need to go investigate where her daddy at. That's what she needs to go figure out. Okay. So I really can't stand that she's doing that, and then like how they're attacking Mary. Like I understand why she didn't want to come. I get it now. Like I really get her now. Because Mary can't be fake and Mary's going to tell the truth. Yeah, she's not no saint, but at least you're going to hear what she what she feels. She's not going to hide that. So I don't know about me continuing watching this show because it's already a lot that we have to watch this stuff on the news, but then on the show that's supposed to give us comedic relief, no, I can't handle that.
Yeah, we appreciate you calling in. Everybody was loving what you were saying. All right, Christia, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Christia?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Christia,
I just want to know when did
Christia, do me a favor though. Can you, if there's music or anything playing behind you, can you just turn that off? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, I just want to know when did everybody become Mary fan out of nowhere? Because to me, okay, like people got to realize that when this show was filming, they did not know about Jenny's racist comment. So everything they're doing, their actions is based off of what they know about Jenny right now. But Mary is still, and she always been a butthole. That's just what she is. And she's awkward. And every time I see her on there, I'm just like, why is she there? She don't like nobody there. I don't even think she like Meredith low key.
Oh, really?
Like she really don't. It's just like, and then like when she was on Watch What Happens Live, that was like the most awkward episode I ever seen. It was like secondhand. It embarrassed me. I get that just how she is as a person. She just awkward like that. But Mary, I just like ever since we found out about what Jenny said, which was wrong. It's just like everybody wants to be Mary's hero. Everybody's team Mary. But Mary never been a nice person to anybody on their cast.
Yeah.
And then also with Meredith.
Sorry to interrupt you, Christina, but can you deny the fact that Mary does have some really kooky, funny moments during the show, though?
No, I mean, I like Mary, but then at the same time, it's just like you could tell she just don't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
She don't, and the way she's like, oh, I don't want to do this, blah blah blah. It makes it awkward to really watch her on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, with the fact that, and it was Meredith, if she did call the feds, so Jen did
you
it.
What Meredith said though? Meredith said this episode. She said, "If I did, don't you think I would want to be there to see it happen?"
That's what I said. I said, "Thank you, me too," because it's like, the FBI is not going to come arrest you and arrest your business partner because somebody called them and said, "Hey, I think they doing something." They obviously have a mountain of evidence stacked up against her and Stewart before they even made an arrest. So it's just like, who cares where Meredith was when Jen got arrested? Who cares? Like, who cares? Like, that part, like, I like Whitney and Heather. Like, they kind of one of my favorites besides Meredith, but they were making me mad with that because it's just like, so what if she did? And it's just like y'all glossing over what Jen did and then trying to make it Meredith's fault. Like, why y'all making it Meredith's fault that the woman stole from people? Like, that part really made me like, they annoyed me with that. They really did. So that's the part that I was just watching the whole time. Why do we care? She did it. Or at least she's guilty of something. We don't know that for
sure, Christia.
That's why I said she did something allegedly. I guess I have to say, because it's like it's just like the whole episode where they were arguing in Vail about it. I'm just like, so what if she did? Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Alex, I'm going to bring you up next. But just a reminder, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to check out all of our social media links in the description of this video so you can check out some of our past recaps of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and some updated stories as well. And of course, be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already and subscribe because it is a subscribers only live chat this evening. All right. Someone says, Stewart is testifying. Stu Chains is testifying this week. Wow. That's going to be interesting. Perfect timing for us. All right, Alex, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Alex?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good. So my only question was, I think I might have been a little confused. I just literally finished watching the episode before this live. So my question was, when they went back to the video or the clip of Meredith Lisa talking to Meredith on the sprinter to Vale, Meredith is whispering. Why is she whispering? Why is, she not going back to, Lisa and saying, I'm not at the memorial. I'm not with my family. Why is she not going back at that? That's my only question to Meredith. I am 100% team Meredith on this. I just feel like that to me is a little sketchy. Like, it just doesn't add up.
Maybe she was somewhere where she couldn't speak loudly. Maybe she was at the airport. Who knows?
I feel that it feels like there's something missing that we're not understanding here. We're not getting the full story. And I feel like when somebody's caught in a lie, that's when those bursts come out. That's when those, blow ups with, her and Jen blowing up in, on their vacation, her, blowing up on Lisa or blowing up on Whitney. I feel like those moments are when that comes out, when you're caught in a lie. I feel like that's my only concern with Meredith this season.
Okay. All right. Is that it, Alex?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you so much for calling in. Yolissa, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Yolissa?
Kempire.
Hey.
Okay. The funniest things for me was number one, Mary staring out the window with the Louboutins talking about Heather. That was hilarious to me. I was like, okay, Mary, I see you. Hilarious. Never been a huge fan, but like those little moments are really funny. Second funniest moment, like I said, Lisa, after Mary was like, you don't cook for anybody. Lisa bringing out the grill and grilling like 3 shrimp. Her kids looking confused. Her husband looking confused as to what they're doing.
When are we going to Taco Bell?
Yeah. But I thought the funniest thing was Lisa, like, I don't know if anyone remembers, but from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that meme with, I think it was Taylor Armstrong, like shouting and pointing, and the cat meme. Lisa was giving us, when she was going off, she was giving us Taylor Armstrong meme moment. So she wins for, try to produce a moment. And I could see why, very much Housewives material, but very, very planned. I think I posted in the chat, but it's like exactly the same face. Hilarious. And I don't know. This was pure comedy to me. This episode was pure comedy to me. I am truly trying to just reel it in and make it make sense. And I need to know what's happening next episode. But yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you so much for calling in. All right, let me just say thank you. We got a couple of super chats. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Nelly says, I'm sorry, but any church is messy, organized religion, so I'm not surprised about Mary's church. Mary is entertaining and makes me laugh. Reality TV gold. Thank you so much for the super chat. Obi, thank you so much for the super chat. Obi says, Mary may not fit with this cast and may be bitter, but she is unapologetic, unapologetical and consistent. Also, good TV keyword. The comic relief that you all are reaching for is Mary. Deny all you want. All right. All right. Jamaican Barbie, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Jamaican Barbie?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm doing great. So, first off, most people who are Team Mary, they have already peeped the microaggressions from either season 1 or the beginning of this season. So anybody who's saying, oh, now you're just turning to Team Mary, no, we kind of peeped it from day 1. It was too obvious. Bad Weather and Miss Lisa Lai, they're covert racists who like to seek attention, and they believe that their fragility and their tears are going to get them anywhere. I give them best wishes and bless their hearts with that one. What Mary definitely is doing is called reactionary racism. I had to learn that when I had to go through something similar at school, where there were girls who were doing certain things to me, and my reaction was to go down or hit below the belt. So what Mary is doing is like, if you're going to go down or you're going to hit below the belt, I'm going to drag you to hell. That is exactly what she's doing. Clearly, it means she needs to get a few cultural sensitivity classes, but she has the right to defend herself. And anyone who keeps saying that Christians are supposed to turn the other cheek, you can't expect her to turn the other cheek on her face and on her behind and not say anything. She's still human, regardless of her being Christian. We're all working to perfection. We're not perfect as the minute we become Christians. So they're lucky they got Mary to react that way, because Mary is nicer than even me. Because I've been in the Pentecostal church all my life, but my ass would have been cursing them out so bad if it was me. Frankly, Meredith was too peaceful, and Whitney's lack of understanding of Meredith's analogy shows her lack of emotional intelligence. Lord God, I'm mixing up my words. I'm so sorry.
No,
But
it's
that's what I
okay.
have to say.
Oh, Jamaican Barb, we appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, darling.
Bye. All right, we got the last 3 callers, guys. First of all, let me take this down. Let me take this up for y'all. Start trying to call. I'm not taking any more callers after these 2 callers. Tarika, J Dragon, and Adam, you were going to be the last callers. Please make it quick. Please make it quick. All right. Tarika, I'm going to bring you up first. What's going on, Tarika?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, cool. So, hi, Kempire. Watch you all the time. First, Lisa needs some kind of medication because she goes from 0 to 100 if anybody asks her anything. Number 2, I agree. Everybody's done smooth over Jen stuff. And Whitney, she's working my last nerve, Jesus. She is all up in everybody else's business. And where's Mary? Where's Mary? You need to be there for your friend. Oh, you need to be there for your friend. Why aren't you there for your friend? I was just sitting here looking like, this is some real crazy stuff that I'm watching. How do you tell somebody to be there for their friend? How do you do that? But that's it for me. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Thanks for calling in. Right. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we have over 800, almost 900 people watching our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Let's get to where are we with the lights, guys? Let's get to we're almost at 500. Let's get to 550. All right. Why don't we get to 600? You already been here almost over an hour. Like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Jay Dragon, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Jay Dragon?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I feel so nervous. This is my first time ever making a YouTube call.
Oh, hey.
Okay. So 2 things. Firstly, I can't help but like Jen. Like, obviously, when they're talking about her legal troubles, but she just brings a good vibe to the show. I don't know. Like, sometimes I find myself really liking her, and then I'm like, wait, I can't like her because of all the things that she's being accused of. Like, then I start feeling guilty. And the second thing with Lisa, I feel like she can be so pre-produced. Like, when she said, I'm the richest out of everyone here, I don't need to be here, I couldn't believe she said that. Like, how does anyone just say that without thinking about wanting to say something like that first? Yeah. You know, even the hot mic moment, I was like, this is just like, seems a bit scripted for me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I love your channel and I'll keep supporting.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay.
Bye. All right. And last but not least, I'm going to bring Adam up for the last word on this. Adam, what's going on?
Hello. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I just finished the episode about a good old 20 minutes ago. This episode was a good one. This episode was pretty surprising. I didn't expect it to be this good. As I've said before, I'm Team Meredith all the way. I mean, these other people just are all over the place. And I don't know if you saw this one part, but Mary's up against this wall by herself. Mm-hmm. And she's talking about Heather, and she said something about her looking incest.
Yeah, we briefly talked about it. We won't repeat what Mary said.
And I was just kind of like, whoa, like, where is this going? But Lisa Barlow and Meredith for this season definitely get MVP. I'm all for it. Like, I think, you know, they may have been friends for 10 years, but their beef is amazing.
Do you think they can come back from this, Adam, though, next season?
I don't know. Like, I don't think Whitney and Heather are any help. I think they're the real problem here. Ooh. I think Whitney is classless and and a bit trampy. Like, if you're not going to wash your hands after the bathroom, then you've got problems.
Oh my God, you're right. She didn't wash her hands.
Like, you know, I don't know why you would, you know, like, you know better than this. It's a bit messed up. And and won your classless question someone's memorial, and then you're going to be trampy, and her confessionals are so two-faced. I mean, she deserves to be cancelled. Like, being trampy and classless. Do you want to watch that on your TV or on your Mac or whatever? I don't think so. I mean, I don't, and like, I'm just saying, in London, she would be thrown down the stairs, hypothetically. Like, I'm just saying that she is not welcome here.
Look, wait, should I come to London?
But I think next season, if with the Mary and Lisa beef, how that is handled would be interesting. Aside from that, I don't really see there being much of a storyline for next season, just because the Jen Shah thing just is a bit recycled. It's more like unless the others attack her, like they're attacking Erica allegedly. I want to see something fun. This episode was one of the only episodes where I'm just kind of like, wow, like this is actually somewhat decent. But you said just about 5 minutes ago that it won't be next Sunday because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't believe we're going to have a new episode. I think the next episode will be the following Sunday. I usually don't air anything.
Do you know who Meredith is saying that if you want to talk, I'm going to talk about something who slept with everybody? Like,
well, yeah, the preview for next week.
I want to see that, because like I want to know, like there's all these stories about New York and what have you. So I just want to I just want to hear the saucy gossip. Like,
all right, Adam. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, you too. Have a nice one.
You too. Since Adam brought up next week's episode, well, the following week's episode, the next episode, the season finale of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, it's going to be interesting. Of course, they always have some sort of big event. It's going to be Lisa Barlow's Vita event. I guess we will be able to find a bottle of Vita finally. But a lot is going to go down, and apparently Meredith is going to drop names, maybe? She's like, we'll talk about who everyone's boyfriends and whose people are sleeping with. We shall see. We shall see, but there also is a very cringy moment where Jenny throws a glass at Mary. This is not going to be a good end for Jenny, because you already know with everything else that's going on around Jenny. So all of this is just going to make people view the whole situation very differently. Very, very differently. Anyways, thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. We appreciate you. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. And of course, be sure to show love to our mods. Thank you to our mods. Thank you all for being a part of the conversation. I know at some moments it can get a little hot in here, literally, but also hot in the chat. We appreciate you. But let's continue the conversation in the comment section. Guys, I don't moderate adults, so let's be adults and let's not go back and forth with people in the comment section unless you can handle it. Just saying. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Thank you to everyone for being here. I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to check out what you missed already today, including a story about former Scandal star Columbus Short getting arrested again. And another update in regards to the Joe Rogan story and what Spotify believes that they should do next. Check that out, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful evening. You know what I'm about to do. Eat, of course. Let's get out of here.
Mess this up like you always do. You want me back, but I'm too with you. You say, I'm so sorry, you didn't mean to. You still love me, tell me that I don't care what words they sound. And I know nothing's changed, still the same. I'm so done and I'm tired of this back and forth. Now you're in my head and in my bed, telling me it's over 'cause I'm not enough. You need more than my love. As I for